Hi, this is the final video for project 3.2. So in this video I'm just going to be doing my cue cards showing you that I know 70 out of the 75 that I've written. So let's see how it goes.
Procedural memory is memory that involves the process step. Semantic memory is making understanding of the memory. Priming is already having the thought in your mind before you write the sentence. Spontaneous recovery is after extinction being able to recover that condition. Generalization is finding things similar even though they have a bit of a difference. Extinction is the stopping of the stimulus producing a response. Acquisition is the pairing of the conditioned stimulus and the unconditioned stimulus. Classical conditioning is pairing the stimulus with fear. Unconditioned stimulus is a stimulus that produces an unconditioned response. Basketball memories are memories that are like of a certain event that you remember really well. Persistence, not sure. Bias is putting thoughts into someone's head to change their opinion on certain topics. False recognition is like thinking someone did something but it was actually someone else doing that. Source memory is not sure. Misattribution is convicting someone of being at an event when really you saw them in a different spot in your memory, just putting stuff inside. Blocking is like stopping the production of memories in your head or trying to stop you from remembering something. Prospective memory is when you are sure something happened but it never actually happened. Absent-minded is when you are hearing things but you really don't process them yet. Proactive interference is where you are like your memories are interfered with other knowledge. Retroactive is when your memories are interfered with past knowledge. Transient is a slow forgetting of certain things. Episodic memory is memorizing certain things based on events. Intermittent reinforcement, I don't know. Retrieval inducing is when you do the retrieval process, it doesn't reconsolidate, so you forget it. Intermittent reinforcement is when you're reinforced only a certain amount of times. Variable interval is where you're reinforced at a variable amount of times, like consistently. Fixed interval is where it could be a variable, actually is where it can be like any sort of time, it just varies. Fixed interval is where it's at a set time. Conditioned response is what happens after there's a conditioned stimulus. Unconditioned response is when there's an unconditioned stimulus. Retrograde amnesia is when you can't transfer things from short term to long term. Interrogate is when you can't remember things after certain events. Working memory is the constant like upkeeping of your memories. Chunking is keeping things in your memory together. Rehearsals are studying things over and over so you can keep it in your short term memory for longer. Short term memory is like it lasts for less than a minute but more than a couple seconds. Echoic memory is the auditory part of your semantic memory. Iconic is the visual part of your semantic memory. Sensory memory. Sensory memory is your lasts about 3 to 5 seconds. Organizational encoding is grouping things together so it's easier to memorize. Semantic encoding is making sense or making connections with things already know. Implicit learning is learning that you don't know what's happening. Diffusion chain is when you learn something and you pass that knowledge on to somebody else. Reinforcer is something that makes you be more likely to do the behavior again. Law of effect is when things that give you a negative response, you won't do them more, and when things give you a positive response, you'll do them more. Encoding specific key is when you have to be in the same state or same event. State dependent, when you have to be in the same state to remember something. Visual energy is energy that happens in your visual like occipital lobe. Long-term memory is memory that lasts for an unknown amount of time and you can get as many things as you want. Reconsolidation is when you upgrade information and you have to consolidate it again. Long-term potentiation is the strengthening of the synapses. Biological preparedness is when certain evolutionary traits make it harder for you to do a desired activity. Retrieval cue is something that cues your memory to make it easier to do off guard. Shaping is where it's a slow process from a content to a desired behavior. Latent learning is learning what happens and it doesn't get used until later on. Observational learning is when you learn through observing others. Cognitive map is a map in your head that helps you like map out your memories and where they've happened. Variable ratio schedule is where the ratio can happen within like a very long time of being response. Fixed recursive schedule, I don't know, I'm trying to form. Second order conditioning. This is when a condition happens with another stimulus, so there's one stimulus and this conditioned stimulus is produced with a conditioned response. Transfer appropriate processing is when you can transfer your short-term memory to your long-term memory. Discrimination is when you can see a difference between two things that seem quite similar. Operant conditioning is like the experiment where you learn about different behaviors. Operant behavior is the behaviors that are produced through operant conditioning. Consolidation is where you consolidate and concrete your memory again. Punisher is a negative thing that makes you not want to do the behavior again.
So I got 71 out of the 75, which means I passed, and we will see how next week goes.